I'm Molly Kimball. Welcome to Fueled, a wellness and nutrition podcast. I'm a registered dietitian and nutrition journalist with a passion to help people live their strongest, healthiest life possible. In my weekly TV segments and columns, there's a limited amount of time and space to cover everything, but there's so much more to share. This podcast is my opportunity to dive deeper into the topics you want to know about. Welcome to Fueled Wellness and Nutrition, the podcast. I'm registered dietitian Molly Kimball, and I'm your host. Today's podcast episode is about travel, and in particular, how we can stay true to our wellness goals while we're traveling. So I've put together what I call basically my wellness toolkit. These are my travel essentials, things that I like to either make sure I'm packing with me or will have access to wherever I'm going, whether it's a small weekend getaway or a really big vacation, because planning ahead is going to be key to help us stay focused on our wellness goals. So if throughout the year we're doing all the things that we can when it comes to nutrition, movement, sleep, all these things to take care of our bodies, then we go on vacation. It's crazy how much that can derail us from our wellness goals. And over the years, I'll see clients who they kind of slip back, they regress into their older habits, and it's really hard sometimes to get back on track. Not to mention when we are traveling, we're on vacation, we want to feel our best, have the best energy to explore, sightsee, experience this place that we're visiting. So, and also looking our best. So if we're completely going off of our normal wellness routine, that's not ideal for our mind, our body, our spirit. So this doesn't mean that we're not completely indulging in or splurging on some of the special food and drink that's unique to these places we're going. That's not what this is about. I'm all about kind of having those core things that are part of your wellness, your normal wellness routine at home, keeping these core fundamentals with you when you travel. And then you've kind of got that baseline of wellness, of nutrition, that you're kind of taking care of those core essentials. And then when you do splurge on that food, that drink that's indigenous to that cuisine, you're not adding and compounding to it by not also having these other things in check. So I hope we're very clear on that. This isn't about not enjoying where you're going, but really just kind of taking care of your baseline needs, your core, so that we're not completely derailing after you've been so diligent with nutrition and workout, maybe pre-vacation. We're not letting all that hard work go to waste. Plus, again, it can take weeks or longer to get back on track and feel as good as you did pre-holiday. So consider this your wellness toolkit. This is a rundown of what I try to pack to make healthy travel easier than ever. So for starters, I have talked about my backpack before, but a versatile backpack is going to be key. And that doesn't have anything to do with nutrition or exercise, I know, but it's something that can make our lives and our travel lives so much easier. So finding a backpack that can pull triple duty, it can be your carry-on while you're traveling, it can be your backpack that you're using while you're there. My favorite that I've mentioned, and they don't pay me to say that I love it, it just truly is my favorite. It's Under Armour. They call it is the Undeniable 3.0 backpack. It's what I use for everyday use. I use it for work. I use it as my gym bag / it has a sleeve in there for my laptop. But for travel, it is fantastic because it's super comfortable to carry, but you essentially can put everything in it that you would put in like a normal workout duffel bag. So to me, this is perfect for travel, especially if you're using it as a carry-on, or you can also check it, but it's it can fit so much stuff. So if you're also thinking that all the things that I'm about to say that we bring, having that versatile backpack is going to be key. Plus, you can use it whenever you're there. So the first thing is, wherever you're traveling, see if they have a fridge, like a mini fridge or a regular fridge. And if you're in an Airbnb, more than likely you're going to have a fridge available. But if you're in a hotel, it's about 50-50. So you can always ask, because even if it's not standard with a hotel room, most hotels can accommodate a mini fridge if you're asking for it. So again, it might not be part of what's usually there. Ask for it, and usually at no charge, they'll go ahead and put one in your room. And that's key, because having access to a fridge means that you can head to the local market when you get there. And while that might seem like I'm not going to go to the grocery store, especially if you're traveling somewhere outside of the US, for me, I think it's kind of it's interesting to see like what the culture is, what kind of foods are there. Even if I'm traveling to other parts of the United States, it's still really neat to see what's at their local markets or their farmers markets, or even stores like Whole Foods. The prepared food sections are so different based on where you are in the city. So even if you're going to something as mainstream as Whole Foods, you can still, I think it's still just interesting to see what does that culture, what does that area have. But places like farmers markets, local markets, especially if you're traveling out of the country, can be really educational and insightful to the culture that you're visiting. And you can actually just learn a lot from there. So maybe that's part of the nutritionist side of me of why I love that. But I do enjoy it. It's something that's just kind of part of our routine. So when we get there, we go to the grocery, we'll stock up on, whether it's water, sparkling waters, things that are going to be protein rich, easy go-to snacks, and ideally things that are maybe special to that area. So if there's different local cheeses, if there's different, whatever it might be, having those things that are kind of your staples in your fridge. And always, or almost always, you can find things like a Greek yogurt, cheese, you could have nut butters, and then just things that it saves money, number one. And then that you've kind of got these in there. Buying lean meats, sliced meats, having that in the fridge. Not that you're not going to go out to eat while you're there, but especially if you're just looking for that quick bite, or if maybe you're kind of slow to get out in the morning and breakfast isn't always your thing, having just something there as that quick snack can be easy. So I like to have that as kind of a go-to and kind of to fill in a pinch. And again, when you do that, you'll realize how much money you can save by maybe not doing, let's just say if the hotel breakfast isn't included, it can be a lot of money. So if you have just something easy in the room, you can grab that. If you don't have a mini fridge, obviously you can do other shelf stable things like almond butter, nut butter packets, protein bars and stuff, but having a fridge really makes it so much easier. So I want to take a quick minute to thank our sponsor, Ancient Nutrition, and I'm a huge fan of their brand. They have a multi-collagen protein, and I am really excited that they are sponsoring this podcast. So, of course, we have to say that these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But y'all know that I am a huge fan and advocate of collagen to support healthy skin, joint health, healthy GI system, healthy nails. And personally, I've been supplementing with collagen on a daily basis for more than a decade now. I'll add it to hot coffee. I really love blending it with an iced coffee to make like a protein-rich kind of cafe frappe type thing. Or I'll add it to a smoothie with almond milk and frozen berries or cherries, or I love like mango blended with that. And I've done a full podcast on the health benefits of collagen and tips on how to use it. So you can scroll back through your podcast library, find it. It was early on, episode 7-ish in there, but we've got the full rundown on the benefits, the science behind collagen, how to incorporate more into your diet. So about Ancient Nutrition, their multi-collagen protein, it's available as a flavorless powder so that you can put it in just water or your coffee, but it's also in vanilla, chocolate. They have a cold brew coffee flavor, and then they have cool flavors like strawberry lemonade or cucumber lime. So lots of ways that you can kind of get creative with the flavors there. One of the things that sets it apart from other brands is that Ancient Nutrition is actually made with 5 different types of collagen, which is why they call it multi-collagen, from 4 different types of food sources: beef, chicken, fish, eggshell membrane. All are non-GMO, pasture-raised, cage-free, cruelty-free sources. And each has 9 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbs or fat. And as an added bonus, you can buy it in a tub where it's 24 or 40 servings per container, but you can also get it in the little single serving stick packs, which, as we're talking travel, is key. This is going to be next on my list of what I bring. So when we're talking about other things to kind of pack and have, if you're not sure you're going to be able to find something that's kind of part of your core staples at your destination, pack it. And so while it might not be easy to do a whole 40 serving tub of collagen, those little single serving stick packs make it so easy. And they're just perfectly portable, easy to use when you're there. Also really easy to use or easy to pack in your suitcase. So $10 off right now at ancientnutrition.com. You can use the promo code FUELED. Use that and you'll get $10 off. And it's Fueled, like the name of this podcast, Fueled Wellness and Nutrition. But get $10 off ancientnutrition.com. And so it's an easy way to support our show. So I'd love it if you try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're using it. Again, last time, ancientnutrition.com. Use the promo code FUELED. You'll get $10 off. So as we're talking about the things that we're going to pack into that backpack that you've got, your versatile backpack, what are some of those core things that you do at home that are kind of, they help you feel good. They help you kind of stay in that like wellness zone, for lack of a better word. But the things that kind of you feel when you add these into your diet, it's keeping you level. It's keeping you steady. It's avoiding that roller coaster. Those are the things that we want to make sure you're packing, you're thinking ahead, you're bringing with you. So collagen is one that I use. I use that on a daily basis. So if I'm going to be going out of town for a weekend or a week or two, I don't want to not have that whenever my body is so used to having it. So I do the collagen stick packs, makes it super easy. If you're going somewhere, you can always buy it when you're there. But again, that's maybe has to be a specialty store. So I would say that's the type of thing that I would pack ahead. And again, Ancient Nutrition making it super easy for us because they do have those little single serving stick packs. The other thing, kind of on a similar note, would be protein bars. So depending on where you're traveling, you may know that's going to be easy. They're going to have them everywhere in different stores, grab and go shops. But if you're going out of the country, we're always, it's not such a guarantee that you're going to have something like that accessible. I'm not a big fan of protein bars when we're in a whole nother culture because I would really eat the real food and experience what that is. But I like protein bars, especially for like while you're traveling. If you're on a plane or you're in an airport and you might find yourself in a space that doesn't have really great options. But if you're not sure that you're going to have stores around you at your destination or during your travel, definitely pick some up before you hit the road. So you've got your favorite bars that are high in protein, low in sugar. So another thing that I'll do on a regular basis here at home, and I've talked about before we did an entire podcast dedicated to this topic, is apple cider vinegar. Lots of benefits: blood sugar control, blood pressure, cholesterol, triglyceride benefit. It also can have a natural diuretic, meaning it helps you combat that fluid retention, which can be especially good when you travel as well. So at home, I use about 2 ounces in some hot water or hot tea, but I don't usually pack it for travel because it's vinegar and I don't want to risk that disaster in a suitcase full of clothes or anything else. So if I'm going to be in one spot for a few days and I think that there's going to be a store around there to get it, I'll just stop at that local store, buy it, and use it there. But if I'm not sure, I will bring stick packs of apple cider vinegar. So the brand that I use for that is called Squeeze Dried Apple Cider Vinegar. Each pack has the equivalent of about 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar, along with things like lemon, cayenne, ginger, cinnamon, probiotics, and stevia. So I'll use 1 or 2 stick packs of these a day in place of the regular apple cider vinegar that I would use at home. So again, this may not be what you're packing for travel, but thinking through what are these core things that kind of like are your baseline things that when you use them, you feel really good, you feel solid, you feel stable. We want to keep bringing these into your diet, into your lifestyle, even when you travel. The last thing that I'll also make sure that I'm bringing is like vitamins and supplements. And I'm not going to bring a whole bunch of bottles of these because it's going to take a ton of space and it's a lot of time to open them each day, or just maybe more of a hassle. So I'll put the vitamins and supplements into little packets that I can just grab each day. So you can use like a fold top sandwich bag and just kind of tie it at the top. And basically you're putting each day's worth of supplements in there. They have those little supplement boxes that might be like a week or whatever it would be at a time. Those work. It just depends on how many supplements you take and how many days you'll be gone. So I find that the little fold top sandwich bags, I'll put each day's worth of supplements into one of those. And then I just can grab that and I can have it with me wherever I'm going to be throughout the day while I'm traveling. And I don't have to think twice about it. So those are some of the things that I'll pack ahead of time. Again, not sure I might have those at the destination where we're arriving. So collagen, and again, the Ancient Nutrition stick packs are great. Protein bars, using that more for if you're in a pinch and travel. If you have been using something like apple cider vinegar, or you take supplements, vitamins on a regular basis, make sure you're staying consistent with that throughout. And then also, so switching gears a little bit to movement. Depending on where you're going, they may have a fitness center, a gym connected to that hotel, or if you're going somewhere where you're going to be active, you're skiing, you're hiking, that's going to kind of be part of your natural workout. But I always like to bring workout bands, workout tubes, because they take pretty much zero space in our luggage, but it gives us a lot of workout options that we can do in our room, the hotel gym, a local park, getting yourself outside and experiencing that. So even if you're just doing like small little micro moves for physical therapy, prevention type things, or you don't have access to a place to work out or really physical movement wherever your destination is, this can make it just super easy. So you can get them online, sporting goods stores. A lot of the brands of these bands and tubes, when you purchase them, they come with workout instructions and ideas to show you how to use them. And there's a ton of different apps and videos that you can download also to show you how to use them. So the other thing I would say is when you're packing and you're thinking of what you're bringing, pack athletic shoes because I know myself and I know a lot of friends, space is a premium when we're packing for vacation. And it's like, what's going to make it, what's not. And many of us overpack and we're squeezed to the limit on that. So when you're thinking about what you're packing, bring athletic shoes that you can exercise in, but they're also stylish enough, cute enough, nice enough to use them as just like your normal street shoes, and then use them. So instead of driving or Ubering, if you can walk it, you're going to get those extra steps in, but you're also going to see and experience so much more if you're on foot and exploring than you would from like the window of a passing vehicle. So you can download things like Google Maps, even if you're offline and you don't have internet access. When you are connected to Wi-Fi, download Google Maps for the area that you'll be visiting. And then even if you are not connected to Wi-Fi, once you're there, you can still have total freedom and navigate your way in this new space because you will be able to access those Google Maps offline. But you do have to download it while you're connected to Wi-Fi, but then you'll have that for use anytime. So it makes it kind of less, you can know where you're going. You can use Google Maps just like you would anywhere else. Again, even if you don't have Wi-Fi. So that's kind of a summary of my wellness toolkit. And yours might look a little bit different. It might be things that are completely different from this. But again, I'll encourage you to think of those things that are part of your core foundation. What leaves you feeling really good, feeling solid. You feel like you're kind of on your routine. And let's be consistent with those even when we're traveling, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, 10 days or more, staying consistent with these little wellness routines. It's all part of that bigger mindset that really helps us kind of stay on track in all aspects of our personal wellness. So I am grateful to Ancient Nutrition for sponsoring us today, and I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I love talking travel. I love sharing what works for me, and I hope some of these inspire you as well. And you can find some of the links that I mentioned in the show notes of this episode. I am registered dietitian Molly Kimball, and you've been listening to Fueled Wellness and Nutrition, the podcast. If you would like more Fueled Wellness and Nutrition, please head over to mollykimball.com, and you can follow me, Molly Kimball RD, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you haven't yet, please go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And join us next week for another dose of Fueled Wellness and Nutrition. Thanks for listening, and stay focused on living your strongest, healthiest life possible.